sides of the story.
Whose side of the story? Whose side of the story? Whose side of the story?
Both sides of the story.
Whose side of the story?
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Hour 106.
We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes. This debt we pay to human guile. With torn and bleeding hearts we smile, and mouth with myriad subtleties. Why should the world be overwise in counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them only see us while we wear the mask. We smile, but, oh great Christ, our cries to thee from tortured souls arise. We sing, but on the clay is vile beneath our feet, and long the mile. But let the world dream otherwise. We wear the mask. The work of Ludwig van Beethoven, Symphony Number 5 in C minor, Opus 67, Allegro con brio, lively with brightness. And that's exactly what we just listened to. We started out with Paul Laurence Dunbar's poem, We Wear the Mask, and followed that up with classical music. In this instance, Symphony Number 5 in C minor, Opus 67, Allegro con brio by Ludwig van Beethoven. It's the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, the Decade of Action for Road Safety, and the UN International Decade of Indigenous Languages. It's the 26th day of the 6th month of 2023, the International Year of Millets. A millet is a cereal grown in warm countries and regions with poor soils, bearing a large crop of small seeds, which are chiefly used to make flour. 2023 is also the International Year of Dialogue as a guarantee of peace. Put another way, it's the 26th day of the first month of the 2023 North Atlantic hurricane season in this Disaster Risk Reduction Month, Road Safety Awareness Month, Brides Month, and Pride Month. In the United States, it's National Immigrant Heritage Month, National Caribbean American Heritage Month, and Caribbean Cuisine Month. Meanwhile, Caribbean American Heritage Month activities continue in the US. And let's remind you that June is a busy month, health-wise, being observed as Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month, Cataract Awareness Month, Myasthenia Gravis Awareness Month, Aphasia Awareness Month, Congenital Cytomegalovirus Awareness Month, Migraine and Headache Awareness Month, National Safety Month, Scleroderma Awareness Month, and more in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:15.
Importers. Shipments requiring you to pay customs duties and taxes are cleared on a customs goods declaration, known as an IM4 or IMS4. Ask your clearing agent to provide your customs declaration, customs assessment notice, and customs receipt once duties and taxes are paid. Where your clearing agent may not be able to provide the IM4 or IMS4, request your customs goods declaration registration number or C number, which can be used to verify your payments. Importers, request your IM4, IMS4, or C number. It is your right. For details, email the Jamaica Customs Agency at public.relations@jca.gov.jm. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
With over 40 years of record service, Lock Safe and Vault Limited is your trusted security provider. Get affordable prices on a wide variety of seals, garage doors, access control supplies, magnetic lock, fingerprint, weatherproof keypads, card access system, time attendants, power supplies, and exit buttons. Professional services provided. Visit 40 Shortwood Road, Kingston 8. Problem solved with Lock Safe and Vault. Jamaica, an extraordinary place with pioneering people. Unfold some intriguing events since Jamaica's independence in the pages of the souvenir book, Best of Jamaica. Now available at The Gleaner. Buy a copy today. The Gleaner, where life unfolds.
Back to our schedule of events, as we said, going to the break. June is also Scleroderma Awareness Month. The Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder, PTSD Month. That's PTSD Awareness Month. Scoliosis Awareness Month, and Men's Health Month. It's International Day Against Drug Abuse and Trafficking. Independence Day in Madagascar and Somalia, and National Flag Day in Romania. It's International Day in support of victims of torture. Hoy es lunes el 26 de junio 2023 y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado, porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est lundi le 26 juin 2023 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service par une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story. Le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. All we're saying is it's Monday, the 26th of June, 2023, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never, ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Morant Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point, this is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you have downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We acknowledge those who have dialed a designated number to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States and the United Kingdom. Those in the US who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631 359 8281. 631 359 8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 03, let's get it right, 0330 606 0953. That's 0330 606 0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook and the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to not just hear but see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. If you don't have a Facebook account, no sweat. There's always YouTube. All you need is a smartphone, a tablet computer, laptop, desktop, any one of those. Then you need internet connection and, more importantly, internet connectivity. One sure way of testing for connectivity is by opening a browser like Google Chrome, for example. And if you're able to browse, hey, you're good to go. If not, well, you might need some assistance, just a little assistance. How about that? Let's welcome those who have joined us on our social media platforms, like Ricardo in Glengough, St. Catherine, who is shouting out to all listeners from across the world, as usual. Thank you very much on their behalf, Ricardo. Hubert Fowlin says, a very pleasant afternoon to Mr. Dervan Malcolm and his listening audience. We reciprocate wholeheartedly. Afternoon greetings to you and yours, Hubert Fowlin. Sophia Nemard, good afternoon. How are things in Newell, St. Elizabeth? Faye Weller says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and faithful listeners. To you too, Faye Weller. Inez Iona Campbell says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and viewers. Good afternoon, Inez Iona Campbell. Welcome. Always good to have you on board both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Remember, the text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. We have some messages coming in on our text line, same as the WhatsApp number. Let's see what we have here. This one says, what is the cost to see the immigration lawyer? Well, that's not something that is publicly discussed. What we would humbly suggest, assuming you're referring to U.S. Immigration Attorney Dahlia Walker Huntington, a good day to ring us up on those matters would be on a Thursday afternoon between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. That's when we usually bring to you your legal corner on U.S. immigration matters with attorney at law Dahlia Walker Huntington. Costs are discussed behind closed doors, not out into the open. Hope you are able to send us a reminder on Thursday, all things being well, so that we can forward this message to Dahlia Walker Huntington. Joan in Bermuda, what is she up to now? Let's see. She's taken some pictures. Looks like these look like certificates, plaques, shields, cups, as in prize-winning cups, or cups as prizes, and she is struggling to manage all the prizes she has copped, she has won, she has earned. Certificate of competition, Raquel, this is quite special, Raquel Basden Award, Family Studies Shield, French Shield, Business Studies Medal, dance medal, physical education medal, mathematics certificate, science certificate, social studies certificate, community service certificate, and let's see if she has shared, sorry, let's see if she has shared more with us. Let's go up the line here. Oh, you left me speechless a while ago. That's what happened. I was voiceless for a moment there, Amira. Congratulations. And this is from these awards she has received from Sandy's Secondary Middle School. Their school leaving, their M3 leaving ceremony program took place at 10 o'clock this morning. And congratulated the class of 2023. So Joan in Bermuda, very proud of her granddaughter. She says, "Good day, Sir D and your global audience. Our granddaughter graduated from middle school today. We're so proud of her." Indeed, we wish her well. Smart young lady. Clarky Bless in Huntstown, St. Mary says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy Monday to you and your listeners." Clarky Bless, Huntstown, St. Mary. Thank you very much, Clarky Bless from Huntstown, St. Mary, for your message. Remember the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. But stand by now for today's edition of Land Solutions.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:30. Poor roads a major concern? What about those drains that are in need of repair or cleaning? Who's responsible for repairing my road, and when will it be done? Join us this and every Tuesday morning at 8 during Morning Agenda as we travel on our roads with the National Works Agency and get answers to these and other concerns. You're welcome to visit their website at www.nwa.gov.jm. See the tender notices link for projects to be undertaken. You may also call them toll-free at 1-888-429-5NWA. That's 1-888-429-5692. Or follow them on Twitter at NWA_JA and Facebook at www.facebook.com/NWA Jamaica. The National Works Agency, developing safe, reliable, and quality roads.
It's a Monday afternoon, just after 2:30, and that means time for Land Solutions, the program where all your land-related matters are dealt with. Anything at all to do with the sale or purchase of land. You've come to the right place. Here are the numbers to call: 876-922-4113-5, 876-922-4113-5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can send your text messages and your WhatsApp messages to 876-387-3183, 876-387-3183. The website is landsolutionsja.com, landsolutionsja.com. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/landsolutionsja. facebook.com/landsolutionsja. The law firm Brown, Findley and Company is headquartered in Suite 39 of the Winchester Business Center, corner of Winchester Road and Hope Road in Halfway Tree, St. Andrew. They also have an office at Shop 6 upstairs, the Jamaica National Building in Ocho Rios, St. Anne. And we're all being encouraged to call ahead instead of just turning up at the offices of Brown, Findley and Company. Those numbers to call: 876-908-1950 and 876-908-3518. And here's a reminder that every Thursday there's an extra special legal clinic of sorts every Thursday between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. at the Ocho Rios law offices of Brown, Findley and Company. Once again, that's Shop 6 upstairs, the Jamaica National Building in Ocho Rios, St. Anne. And you're encouraged to call ahead. We've given you the main numbers already. But then there's, well, for those who would like to call the law offices of Brown, Findley and Company directly, the Ocho Rios offices directly, they can call 876-974-6083, 876-974-6083. And so in a moment, let's get ready to say hello, good afternoon, and welcome to your host on Land Solutions for this afternoon, Attorney at Law, Gloria Brown.
Thank you, Dervan, and good afternoon to our listeners. Welcome again to Land Solutions. Please give me a call, 922-411-325, so we can talk land. I want to start off, though, in wishing God's blessings on all our young ones who are transitioning into high school. The PEP results having come out, and I know some children might not be happy in terms of the placement, but we just want to encourage them to do the best they can. We know the disparities. We know many of them going into schools where infrastructure poor, facilities poor, teachers not as motivated as they should be. So it is so sad because the strong are going to the strong and the weak are going to the weak in a lot of the cases. But in a lot of the schools that a lot of the students who are not so strong academically are going, there are still a lot of teachers who care. But we want to encourage the teachers as well that they can put in a little bit more because these are our future. And I noticed that the ministry stated that 80% of the children have got a school of their choice. But again, that is not as it sounds. It's okay to say that for the children in Kingston and St. Andrew when you have 7 choices and you can find 7 schools that you want to go to. But in some other parishes, when you have chosen 2 schools, your 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th choice are places that you are praying to God you won't go. So they're not really a choices. So to say children have got 80% of the choice is not really true. Because a lot of the students, they are struggling to find a 3rd school in some of the places where they are from. And I know that as a reality as from somebody from a rural area. Having chosen school number 1, school number 2, maybe you can find a 3. But it's hard to find 4, 5, 6, and 7. But you have to put something on the paper. But they are not really choices a lot of times. And we have to do something to improve the school system. I noticed I saw where the ministry was upgrading some schools the other day, giving additional classrooms to take some schools off the shift system. And I think the reality is that what we need to do is to spend the money on some of these established schools and increase their capacity. I went to Westwood to give a talk some time ago, and the population is so small, and it's one of the best schools in the island. Build it out, give them more classrooms, give them more space, give each of these top schools, and not some classrooms to take in some other students. Because even the very mindset that the students have is different when they pass to go to some other schools than when they go to some. Some of them, they give up from the start. So we need to build out the schools that are really performing and give them additional capacity. There's nothing wrong with giving a school 3,000 students. Give them 3 VPs if you have to, etc. But let us do that so we can give our children so they can walk a little taller. Some of them, they are hunched down and disappointed because they see the places where they are going and they know it's difficult to come out with each subject or to come out, at the top on some of the institutions because the facilities not there, teachers are not staying in a lot of these, the teachers turn over. A lot of the schools that are really doing well. When you look, teachers have been there 10, 15 years, they have mastered the curriculum. You go to some of the schools, young teachers just coming out of college who are looking a way out. Will not be there for long. So a lot of things we have to look at because as I've always said on this program, it's fine to be working hard to get land, to acquire the land, to buy the houses. But you need to leave them for children who are well educated, who can really manage what you have worked so hard for. What's the use of working hard to acquire this property, borrowing money, building it out, and you're leaving it for children who can't even think? So we have to do something about the education system. We have to do something about that. It doesn't make, when you look at the grading, the ranking of some of the schools, some schools are getting 100% because of how they perform in CTET, 5 subjects and over with math and English. So at 1%, how can you encourage a child who has passed, I won't even say passed, who has been placed in a school with graded at 1, with ranked 1%? How are you going to encourage that child and tell the child to bloom where they are planted? It's a little unfair. It's a little unfair. But I want to encourage the parents, do the best you can, get them into summer school, get your children to read. We have heard in the news, the concerns, the boys have not performed very well in math and English. Our boys are not reading. Our boys are playing games and playing football. Just look on a Sunday morning or Saturday morning and look at the droves of boys going with the football boots in their hands, going to play football. Stop a few of those boys and say, can you say your 5 times? Can you say your 6 times, your 8 times? Most of them struggling with the 2 times. Parents, we have to take control of our boys. We know that they're saying that the girls, that's already said, the girls develop a little faster. But we have to invest in our boys. We have to invest time. We have to make sure that they are reading, that they are practicing their math. Math is an ungrateful subject. If you neglect it, it will neglect you. If you forget to do it, it will forget you. We have to get our children. And it's not good enough for parents to say, I can't read, etc. A lot of parents can't read. And they sit down and make the children do their work. The challenge is that too many children these days are in charge. So we have to do something about that, parents. Regardless, the reality is that a lot of them, you're going to have to send them where they have been placed because the transfers are difficult. Well, let us try to raise, because if you raise the standard of your child, if you are involved, go to your PTA meetings, make sure the teachers know you. When a teacher sees that a parent is interested, that teacher is going to be interested in your child or know that your child is a child that you really should not neglect. Prepare them for high school as well. Let them go to summer school so they know about the school from early, know where the bathrooms are, they know the grounds, etc. And prepare them. A parent called me this morning and she was telling me about her daughter who is in one of the top girls' schools in Jamaica. And she was saying her daughter is complaining about a particular teacher because she says the teacher does not like any student who looks like her, like she is the teacher. The teacher was complaining that some students are calling her on weekends. And she came to complain because she got a call from a student. And when she saw the student who called her, she said, oh, it's okay because the student didn't look like her. So sad. Prepare your children for that. Let them know they will find some teachers who don't like them. Prepare your boys. Let them know they'll find teachers who don't like them, who will be unfair. Let them know when it comes to the real world. It's not primary school where you have one teacher. Let them know there's a teacher for every different subject. You have a different teacher. So they will have 15 subjects in first form. And you'll have 15 teachers. Prepare them, please, mentally. And let them tell you when a teacher is being abusive. Or until they feel like a teacher does not like them. And let's go and speak to the teacher, speak to the grade coordinator, speak to the vice principal, but please do not just let them go at sea in this new world that they are going to go to. And I really know that a lot of you children worked hard, did well, and I want to congratulate you. As I said, some of you did your best, but your placement might not have been where you wanted to go, but do the best you can. Read in the summer, find some of the literature books. Buy your literature books early, parents, as soon as you get the booklets, and let the children read the literature books. Don't let them tell you, oh, I will watch the movie. Let them read. every subject these days is reading. Let's go back to land matters now. Remember the numbers to call 922-411-325. So you have a question related to buying land, selling land, getting a title for land. And if you want to get a title for your land, please just send me a text message to 876-387-3183. 876-387-3183. That's the text line. Just send me a text message. 876-387-3183. Send me a WhatsApp message or a text message. And remember, we have an office at Winchester Business Center and also one at Ocho Rios in the Jamaica National Building. This person is sending me a text message. I need a piece of land to buy. The best person to contact is a real estate agent. You can go to a real estate agent because you are buying the land. You don't have to pay the agent. The agent is paid by the seller. So contact an agent. I need a piece of land to buy in Old Harbor. The price range I have is about 2 million. I need it to be about quarter acre, etc. And the agent will look. They have a system with all the properties for sale. A lot of properties for sale. I won't say all. And the agent will look around and see if they can match you with a piece of land. They are the persons who are tasked with that responsibility. That's their portfolio. That's what they specialize in. The real estate agents, they will try to match you with a piece of land. The numbers to and you can also look in the Sunday Gleaner. You'll always see people selling land in the Sunday Gleaner. Look at that as well. The numbers to call 922-411-325. And the text line is 387-3183. 387-3183. And remember that you can also send an email to gloria@landsolutionsga.com. gloria@landsolutionsga.com. A gentleman died leaving property. He had no child and he gave me the land papers. He made no will. Can a lawyer do the administration? No. You can't get this property because you are not a relative. You just said a gentleman died, so you cannot get this property. He gave it to you, just gave you the land papers. He did not make a will, so you can't administer. The person to administer, when a person dies and doesn't make a will, the first person to administer is the spouse. If there's no spouse, the children. No children, the parents. No parents, brothers and sisters. No brother and sister, then the grandparents. No grandparents, then the uncles and aunts. Then it goes to the government. You are a stranger. There's nothing for you to get. Because the gentleman could not have given you this property by word of mouth. Let me take a break now. This is Land Solution.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45.
Do you have a title for your property? If no, then get a registered certificate of title. To register your property, you will need a tax registration number, a valid government-issued ID, up-to-date property tax payments, the names, addresses, and occupations of 2 neighbors over the age of 50 who are not family members and can give a declaration on your behalf, a survey diagram, and documentation to prove ownership. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263, 876-946-5263. Email asknla@nla.gov.jm or WhatsApp us at 876-418-5089. JNGI Online, it's so easy. Quote by renew. JNGI Online, it's just right for you. JNGI Online, easy access anywhere, anytime. It only takes minutes, just jump online. Legal insurance must be up to date. No long phone calls and no long wait. Quote by renew.
JNGI Online Motor Insurance, powered by JN General Insurance.
You're listening to Land Solutions during both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Land Solutions, the program where all your land-related matters are dealt with. Anything at all to do with the sale or purchase of land, you've come to the right place. Here are the numbers to call: 876 922 411 3 to 5. 876 922 411 3 to 5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, you can send us your WhatsApp messages or your text messages for land solutions. That text line, which doubles as the WhatsApp number, is 876 387 3183. 876 387 3183. Once again, here's attorney at law, Gloria Brown.
Thank you, Dervan. Should a will be read out to the family after the death of the testator? Personally, I don't read wills to relatives. I give each relative a copy of the will. So there's no law to say you have to read in the will at the graveside and all of those things. It's not necessary. You can just give each person a copy of the will. I got the title for a property in 2020, but the tenant got a title for the said property after claiming adverse possession. We paid all the taxes and served this person several notices. What can be done to rid this person from the property? You have a problem there. You got a title and the person also got a title. So there's what we call a dual registration. Both of you have a title for the same property. You said you served the tenant notice. Was the tenant paying rent? That's the first question. How long is it that the tenant did not pay rent? Secondly, did you take the tenant to court? Because serving notice is not disturbance, you have to take the person to court within the period of time that the person is there. Because if 12 years should pass and you have not taken the person to court, the person has not paid rent, you are going to have a problem. So those are the two important things that I really, really need to have. Two important questions I need answered. How long did the tenant not pay rent? And secondly, did you take the tenant to court any time during the period having served the notices? Also, because there are two titles for the same properties, the titles office needs to be alerted so they can put caveats on the titles until it is resolved. And I'm telling persons, which is why I'm saying to a lot of persons, we need to make the wills and we need to sort out the estate. There are too many persons who are calling me to say my parents died 15, 20 years ago, or grandparents, and we haven't sorted it out yet. Because if a tenant is there and the parents have died, even though they might have willed the property to you, you legitimately can't give that tenant notice until you have probated the will and got the property vested in your name as the beneficiary. So I'm begging my listeners, stop leaving matters for too long. Stop, because time goes by quickly and a child is born today and before you look around they're doing things. So I'm encouraging my listeners, let us not waste time. We're wasting too much time. Let us act quickly in relation to matters like these. As soon as the persons are passed, let us try to sort out the probate. The probate really should be done within 3 years, within 3 years of the death, or else you have to be doing an affidavit to explain why it is that you have taken that, what we call it, an affidavit of delay, to explain to the court why you have taken so long. There is no penalty really, but I'm encouraging persons. If the person died and didn't make a will, go and administer. Remember, I told you the line of succession for administering estate: spouse first, is no spouse, child, parents, brothers and sisters, grandparents, uncles and aunts. That's the line. So if you don't have any spouse, then the children should apply. If you don't have spouse or children, parents should apply like that. Then you have brothers and sisters, then grandparents, then uncles and aunts. So I'm begging persons, let us try to act as quickly as possible on these matters, because you probably served a notice on the tenant. You said several notices, but maybe you were not in a position to take the person to court because you had not sorted out the estate. My mother got a piece of land from a man that raised her. He died. All of her kids made houses on the land, living there now over 12 years. I'm living there with my spouse. They are saying that I must leave. My father did buy a piece of the land. He now died. I'm not following too much. I did not get enough information. I am the youngest. My big sister surveyed my father's piece. I did not know what she was doing. Now they say I have to leave. She's a different father. You've made a house on the property and you're living there more than 12 years. Nobody can get you off. So I'm going to advise you to survey your little piece. If they object to the survey, you can go to the court and the court will give an order. You having lived there for 12 years, not government land. Remember, government land is 6 years. You having lived there for 12 years, you can survey the little piece you're on. Having done the survey, you can give me a call and I will tell you what else to do. If we have too much of this going on. My brother, Miss Brown, I'm talking. I'm not too fully until that maybe a follow-up from another matter. The number to call 922-411-325. The text line is 876-387-3183. 876-387-3183. My mother and uncle father died leaving a piece of land for them. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Your mother and your uncle's father. So as your grandfather died leaving a piece of land for them. My uncle has the title. Okay, has dementia and the land title cannot be found. What is the procedure about looking about it? When you said he died leaving a title for them, leaving a property for them, is there a title for it? Oh, you said your uncle has the title. Whose name is on it? Is there a will, I meant? If there's a will, then it needs to be probated and then the property shared. So I need a little bit more information because if your grandfather died a long time ago and mom is living on it, then mom could probably survey her piece. I would have to see what the title says about subdivision. So I'd love to see a copy of the title. And remember, you can just go to the titles office. If you have the tax paper, walk with it. But you can go to the titles office, Montego Bay, Kingston, and Mandeville. There are 3 titles offices. You can just go there and get a copy of the title. It's a public document. They can't say I'm not going to give you because it's not yours. Just go there. If you have the tax paper, it's easier for them to find. If not, and you have the title number, you give it to them, or you might go and let them do a search using your grandfather's name. Get a copy of the title. When you have got a copy of the title, I'm going to ask you to give me a call so I can advise you. I also need to know how long your mother has been on her piece to see if we could just get your mother's piece surveyed and move towards titling it for her. The fact that that uncle has dementia, his family will have to sort that part out. The number to call 922-411-325 and the text line is 387-3183. So you can send me a WhatsApp message or a text message at 876-387-3183. And remember, you can also send an email to Gloria at landsolutionsja.com. Gloria at landsolutionsja.com. And remember, for those persons who you might not be able to afford a lawyer, remember that there is a legal aid clinic at the Bethel Baptist Church in Halfway Tree every Saturday at 10 a.m. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. at the Bethel Baptist Church in Halfway Tree, that's 6 Hope Road. There's a legal clinic. If my son is assisting me to pay my mortgage and I want to add his name, I did that last week. My mom died. She did not leave a will. There are 4 of us, so can we add our names to the title? So what you're going to have to do is that you need to administer your mother's estate. You said there are 4 of you, but you did not say if your mother has a spouse. Because if your mother has a spouse, the spouse is going to be the one to administer the estate. And if mom died leaving a spouse, half of what mom died leaving will go to the spouse and half to the children because mom did not make a will. So remember, if you don't make a will and you have a spouse and you have 1 child, the spouse will get 2/3 of what you have and the child will have 1/3, will get 1/3. But if you have 2 or more children, that this lady would die leaving 4 children. If she had a spouse, then the spouse will get half of the property and the children will get the other half. That's what happens when you don't make a will. So if you don't want that to happen, if you want the spouse alone to get it, make a will. If you want the children alone to get it, make a will. So it's extremely important that we make wills in order to determine how we want our assets to pass. So you have not said if there's a spouse, so what I would tell you to do what I'm encouraging you to do is to, if there's no spouse, two of you or even the four of you can apply to administer your mom's estate. As many as 4 people can apply to administer. I'm occupying a piece of land, but there's no title for it. I did a survey for the area where the house is located. But I was wondering if I should have to survey the entire property as well before I can get a title for the piece that I surveyed. No, I want to see your survey diagram first before I advise you. Because what you're saying, there's no title for it. You have been living on this piece. No, you have done the right thing as far as I can see for now, to just survey the one with the piece you're on. Because when you survey the entire piece, what you're suggesting is that you're going to apply for subdivision. I would want to see your diagram first. So I'm going to ask you to send me a copy of the diagram so I can advise you exactly what to do. Because you said there's no title. If there were a title, I would want to see the title first, to see if the title says the land is not to be subdivided or the land is not to be subdivided without the approval of the parish council. Because there's no title for it, then I would want you to just survey the piece you're on. I need to know what parish it is as well. And I always ask about the parish because remember I said there's a special law, we call it Special Provisions Act, that gives a break to a lot of people, in most of the parishes, except parts of Kingston and parts of St. Andrew and Portmore. But all the other parishes can benefit from this particular piece of legislation. And it would help you to waive the subdivision if you can prove that you have been on this piece of land for more than 7 years. If you can prove that you have been on this piece of land for more than 7 years, and there's nothing to stop to say that there's no subdivision, there's nothing to say on the title to prohibit you from getting a title, there's nothing to say the land is not to be subdivided, then we'll be able to help you. So what I'm going to ask you to do is send me a picture of the diagram on the same number you just sent it, and then I will be able to tell you exactly what I would love for you to do. Remember, the numbers to call are 922-411-325, and the text line is 387-3183. And if you want a title, just send me a message. All you have to do is say title. But I prefer to send it by WhatsApp. So 876-387-3183. Just send a message by WhatsApp to say title, and I will tell you what I need from you. I'm encouraging everybody, get a title, get it before the fire starts, before the problems start. Get it so when the children are ready to go to high school, you can help them to get the student loan. This is Land Solution.
Contractors, developers, and small builders. Contact Coast to Coast Group of Companies for high-quality concrete products. The time by Coast to Coast Group of Companies is
3 o'clock.
Tune in to Farm Talk every second and third Tuesday of each month at 6:18 a.m. for the feature Hypro Food Independence. Hypro Food Independence will focus on solutions for farmers, such as land, animal husbandry, agronomy, and more. That's Hypro Food Independence every second and third Tuesday from 6:18 to 6:30 a.m. during Farm Talk, only on Power 106 FM. Hypro Food Independence is sponsored by Hypro.
You're listening to Land Solutions during both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Land Solutions, the program where all your land-related matters are dealt with. Anything at all to do with the sale or purchase of land, you've come to the right place. Here are the numbers to call: 876-922-411-3-5. 876-922-411-3-5. The text line for Land Solutions is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can send your text messages as well as your WhatsApp messages. That number is 876-387-3183. 876-387-3183. The email address is gloria@landsolutionsja.com. gloria@landsolutionsja.com. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/landsolutionsja, facebook.com Land Solutions JA. The law firm Brown, Findlay and Company is headquartered in Suite 39 of the Winchester Business Center, corner of Winchester Road and Hope Road in Halfway Tree, St. Andrew. They also have an office at Shop 6 upstairs, the Jamaica National Building in Ocho Rios, St. Anne. You're encouraged to call ahead before turning up at the offices of Brown, Findlay and Company. Those numbers to call, 876-908-1950 or 876-908-3518. Every Thursday, there's an extra special legal corner, you could say, an extra special outreach with respect to land matters. And you're invited on a Thursday between 10 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon to take full advantage of that window of opportunity. Let's once again take you back to attorney at law, Gloria Brown.
Thank you, Dervan. Another text message. Good afternoon. If you are living on a family land for 30 years, grandparents died, the only document is a deed of gift and taxes paper. My aunt and uncle wanted to get my name on the title. Presently, there is no title. How can I get my name on the title? You said you are living on it for more than 30 years. I'm not too following what you mean. I'm not following too clearly what you mean by living on it. Is it that you have a little piece that you have set up your own house, or that you are saying you were born there and you have been there for 30 years? There's some other information that I need. The aunt and uncle want to give it to you. Are there other family? Are there other siblings for the aunt and uncle? Are they the only children the parents had? Which means they are the ones entitled. So what the aunt and uncle need to do is to administer the estate, or if they are living there themselves, they could apply for title. So I'm going to need some more information, because the persons who have been there for 30 years, the parents have been died, they could apply straight and get title, you know. So I need to know if that's aunt and uncle, and then having got the title, they could ask for the title. Having made the application, they could ask for the title to come out in your name. But are there other relatives on it? Are there others? Do you have other brothers and sisters on it? Are there other first cousins on it? Who are the people occupying it? Give me a little bit more information, please. But as I said, the parents having died over 30 years ago, maybe, it seems from what you're saying, those who are on it could apply and get title. So give me a little bit more information, please. And the person who spoke that there's no title for the land and you did the survey, you said the land is in St. Anne. You sent me a copy of your diagram, and yes, I see from the diagram that there really is no title. You have been living on it. Diagram properly done. So what you need to do is to just go straight to apply for a title, and I'm going to send you the information that I want from you. I would love for you to show me the tax paper as well, because we might have to apply to waive the subdivision. If it's just a little piece, if it's just a portion of the bigger portion. So the tax roll might have 2 acres, but you are just applying for a quarter acre. We're going to have to apply for a waiver for you, as long as you can prove that you have been on this land for more than 7 years. And you prove it by showing the old tax papers, maybe showing a light bill to say you have had electricity for some time, and a lot of different things we can use to assist you. But we'd gladly assist you. And remember, we have an office in Ocho Rios, so we'd gladly assist you. Do I need to get a valuation to sell my property? Please do. Please do not just say, hey, I feel that this worth 5 million, because the land values in Jamaica have gone up significantly. Remember, you can ask some valuers to do what we call an estimate of valuation. They don't have to do a full valuation, they can do an estimate for you. Many of the valuers do that. An estimate of valuation or a letter of valuation. But I beg of you, do not just say, I'm going to sell it for this. Because sometimes when you have passed it off, you realize that it's much more valuable, and you're even afraid. You're so hurt about it that you don't even want to walk back on that road again. So get your property valued before you come to any conclusion as to what you're going to sell it for. I spoke about it that some years ago, a client abroad asked me to sell a property that his tenant was buying. And the tenant provided a valuation for $15 million, and the client sent it to me. And I always say to my clients, you have to do your own valuation. So the client asked me to get a valuer to do a valuation. the valuation came up to at $35 million. Remember, the tenant had a valuation in a recent valuation for 15. When I engaged a valuer, the valuer did a valuation for me. The valuer came up with a valuation for $35 million. You see the difference? So I'm saying to my clients, I'm saying to my listeners, those in Jamaica, those abroad, do not sell your properties without a valuation.
We have a caller for you, Ms. Brown.
Thank you, Dervan. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Victor. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. And you?
That's the way today. I'd like to comment as to my mom's property. My grandmother died. She died and she left a little house with a little a quarter acre of property for her. My grandmother raised a son, a grandson, and myself and another sibling on the property, but before she died. Now it's going on and on now. My mother left the home. He left the home. My mother gave me back the key to go back to stay there for a little time. Now my mother is working out. Now this guy is claiming the property because he lived on the property for a certain amount of time. He is saying that to the lawyers that he is the owner of the property because my grandmother grew him up. So he is the owner of the property.
So, all right, let me ask you now. How long ago grandmother died?
My grandmother died, say, around about 30 or 4 years ago.
So after grandmother died, who occupied the property?
My mother and him was living there, but they all leave the house.
When did mom leave?
Pardon me?
When did your mother leave the property?
She leaves, say, about maybe 20 years or so. She was working. So she leaves the house because she couldn't stay there because she was working.
She didn't go and come. She left fully and didn't go back in the 20 years?
Yeah, she used to go and come there. When she's off sometimes, she go back there. But she gave this grandson of hers the key to stay there for her and take care of the property until she's ready to repair it. When she's ready for the property, he doesn't want to come out at the property.
All right. So what she needs to do, though, she needs to administer. First of all, she needs to lodge a caveat against the title. And she needs to go and administer. Because her mother did not make a will?
No, she did not make a will.
All right. Is she the only child for her mother?
My mother?
Yes.
No. She had 8 other siblings, but they're all married and their own.
All right, so the children, because the property belongs to all of grandmother's children. So they need to go and administer.
She did that. She gave only one of the son a piece of the property, but she said the.
But I thought you said she did not make a will.
No, she did not make a will. It's just word
all
of
right,
mouth.
so just listen to me, please. And you would have heard me say all the time that word of mouth cannot pass land. Did grandmother have a husband when she died?
Yes, my mother's father, mother, yes.
Your mother's father?
Yes.
So grandmother had a husband when she died?
Yes, please.
So when grandmother died, half of the property went to her husband and half to her 8 children. Are the 8 children the husband's children?
Pardon?
Are the children the husband's children?
All the children, yeah, all of the kids are for my grandmother and my grandfather, yeah.
All right, so the property belongs to the 8 children now because she never made a will. So the children need to get together, administer the estate, and give this young man notice. Because you're saying he has not. Yeah, go ahead.
They are going to court, and the court is giving this young man the preference and the property because they say my mother.
So the court has decided the matter already?
No, according to the
you can't say the court is giving it to him. So tell your mother and your aunties and uncles to get a lawyer to deal with the matter, to represent them in court. All right?
Okay, miss.
All right, because as long as he's there with your mother's permission, it's unlikely that the court will say it is. But she needs a lawyer to prove all of that.
Okay, miss.
All right. So remember, you're welcome there. Remember that you need to get a lawyer when you have matters in court because or else you are going to lose your rights. So I'm encouraging persons. get a lawyer to represent you. In this situation, what she's saying is that the young man is there with his mother's permission. The mother will go and come and visit the property, so you can't say that he has sole exclusive possession. But a lot of time we lose our rights in court because we do not show up. If we don't turn up, we're going to lose the right. The number to call is 922-411-325. And the text line is 387-3183. I have a house in joint tenancy. The other person is now deceased. The title presently have both of us our names on it. I want to change that. Is it okay for me? I'm going to ask Dervan, could you close the line for me, please? Is it okay for me to now get that done and at the same time get my wife and daughter's name on it? Definitely. So what you're going to do is an application to note the death of the other joint tenant, and the property will be automatically yours. And then you're going to have to do a transfer now to you and your wife and daughter. Want to ask you though, does the daughter have a house for herself? Because remember that if you add her to the title, the NHC might say she owns property already, so she can't get her full benefit. That's something you have to consider. Or you and your wife could take a life interest in the property, and after death, so the title could read to Mr. and Mrs. Brown for life, and after death to your daughter. And then she'll be able to get her benefit because she does not have a vested interest as yet. So you might have to call me again so we can talk a little bit more on this. Okay, so we can discuss this a little more. But I want to encourage you. I think you're on the right track. That's a good idea. Take the name of the person who has died off the title, add your wife. And remember, when you're adding your wife to the title, because the matrimonial home, you don't have to pay any transfer tax under the Property Rights of Spouses Act. You can add a spouse to the matrimonial home, the home you're living in. I'm taking it for granted. This is the family home you're living in. You can add your spouse to the family home without having to pay duty. And also, if this property is not in certain parts of Kingston, St. Andrew, or Portmore, and it's anywhere else in Jamaica, you can add the daughter and your wife without having to pay the 2% transfer tax. You just pay a flat rate. That's something that's very important to know because it can make a difference, a great difference in amount, in terms of the amount that you have to pay. So I really like when I get questions like this because it shows that persons are thinking, they are planning their estate. And estate planning is an important thing. I just want to remind persons that I'm willing to talk to your offices, to your etc. about estate planning, especially with these Zoom meetings and online meetings, etc. Okay, I'm willing to talk because I feel that knowledge is power, as the slogan that we use constantly on Power 106. Knowledge is power. When persons have knowledge, then they are able to negotiate a lot of the things around us, a lot of the pitfalls we can avoid, and we can leave our beneficiaries better off. And that's the aim. This is Land Solutions.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15.
Importers. Shipments requiring you to pay customs duties and taxes are cleared on a customs goods declaration known as an IM4 or IMS4. Ask your clearing agent to provide your customs declaration, customs assessment notice, and customs receipt once duties and taxes are paid. Where your clearing agent may not be able to provide the IM4 or IMS4, request your customs goods declaration registration number or C number, which can be used to verify your payments. Importers, request your IM4, IMS4, or C number. It is your right. For details, email the Jamaica Customs Agency at public.relations@jca.gov.jm. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
With over 40 years of record service, Lock Safe and Vault Limited is your trusted security provider. Get affordable prices on a wide variety of seals, garage doors, access control supplies, magnetic lock, fingerprint, weatherproof keypads, card access system, time attendants, power supplies, and exit buttons. Professional services provided. Visit 40 Shortwood Road, Kingston 8. Problem solved with Lock Safe and Vault.
It's the final segment of today's edition of Land Solutions. Land Solutions, the program where all your land related matters are dealt with. Anything at all to do with the sale or purchase of land, you've come to the right place. Here are the numbers to call: 876-922-4113 to 5. 876-922-4113 to 5. The text line for Land Solutions is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can send your text messages and WhatsApp messages to 876 387 3183. 876 387 3183. The website is landsolutionsja.com. Landsolutionsja.com. The email address is gloria@landsolutionsja.com. gloria@landsolutionsja.com. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/landsolutionsja, facebook.com/landsolutionsja. The law firm Brown, Findley and Company is headquartered in Suite 39 of the Winchester Business Center, corner of Winchester Road and Hope Road in Halfway Tree, St. Andrew. They also have an office at Shop 6 upstairs, the Jamaica National Building in Ocho Rios, St. Anne. You're encouraged to call ahead instead of just turning up at the law offices of Brown, Findley and Company. Call ahead and you'll be advised accordingly. The numbers to call the law firm Brown, Findley and Company: 876-908-1950 or 876-908-3518. And let's remind you that on a Thursday, it's an extra special day for the law firm Brown, Findley and Company, because then they have a little more time and perhaps maybe even a more relaxed environment to be advised on land-related matters. And that's from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon every Thursday. Right, let's send you back to Attorney at Law, Gloria Brown.
Thank you, Dervan. A text message. After paying tax, after getting up the tax in my name, will the tax now come in my name? Yes. Yes, if you have got a type in your name, the taxes will now come in your name. It will take a little while. At times, sometimes it takes up to a year to get it in your name. But remember, as I've always said, the aim is not to push to. The aim, a lot of clients call and say, "Hey, I want to pay my taxes." That is not to be your dream. Your dream is really to say, "I want to be able to get a title for my property." Is that this is seek ye first the kingdom of God and all the things will be added. But when you get that title, the tax will be added. You won't have a tax problem. So when you get that title, everything will be fine. Okay, so please try to let the important thing be to get a title. Get a title for your land. If you have a piece of land, send me a message to 876-387-3183. Just send me a message, 876-387-3183, and I will just say title, and I will assist you in getting a title for your land. And remember, if you're abroad, I don't have to meet you to get a title. There are so many persons I'm getting titles for who I've never met. Send you the information, you send me the documentation, I get your title, I send the title to you abroad. Never meet you, but you get your title. My mother has 8 of us. The man she married to is the father of one of us. Both of them are now deceased. The child who is the son of the man is saying he's the owner of the property, and the rest of us left with nothing. My mother has 8 of us. The man she married is the father of one of us. Both of them now deceased. So whose land is it? Is it your mother's land or the father's land? I need a little bit more information on that. Does the land belong to your mother? Does it belong to your father? Who died first? Give me that information before I can advise you. What can a beneficiary do if the executor refuses to give him or her a copy of the will? Well, let a lawyer write the executor for it, or the lawyer can get a copy of it out of the court when it's lodged. But the lawyer can write for it, and the court can force the person as well to go and probate the will. So just get your lawyer to write. And executors, if you don't want the job, please give it up, but please stop holding people at ransom. having taken on the responsibility of an executor. Well, a lot of you don't take it on because some of us only know that we are executors after the persons have died. But remember, you don't have to be the executor if you don't want. You can renounce. There's a deed of renunciation that the lawyer will prepare that you sign to say, I'm giving up the position. So please just don't sit down and feel that so powerful that you don't have to, that you're going to hold the people at ransom because, you know, you say, I have the power, I am in charge. Please, if you're not going to do the job, give it up. Just a follow-up on the text I sent to you before. There's no other person living on the property. All the siblings are living in the state so that they are not going back to Jamaica. So all the children decide to get my name on the title, which they don't have. They pay tax every year in my grandfather's name. But are you living on the land? Okay, just ask this. I would love to know, are you living on the land? They said all the uncles and aunts or brother want to give it to you. Let me know if you are living on it so I can know how best to advise you. The numbers to call 922-411-325. The text messages are so many. Sometimes I forget to remind you of the numbers 922-411-325. And the text line is 876-387-3183. 876-387-3183. And remember, email gloria@landsolutionsja.com. gloria@landsolutionsja.com. That's the email address. If you want to send me an email, and remember, you can also give a call to my office, 908-1950 or 908-3518. 908-1950 or 908-3518. And remember, if you want to get a title for your land, just send me a message. Just send me a message, 876-387-3183. 876-387-3183. Just send me a message to the title. Okay, so the person who is asking is saying, I've been living on the land for over 50 years. That's wonderful. So what I would want you to do is to survey the property, and I'm going to send you the information. The relatives are abroad, they have not been living there for some time, so you could apply for the title. Okay, so I will send you the information. The mother died first, but the land was bought while the both of them were together. Both of them raised all of us. Wow. You might have a little bit of a challenge there. You need to go sit with an attorney. Sorry, because you're saying when the mother died, both of them bought the property. They bought the property as joint tenants. When the mother died, the property belonged to the father. If they are joint tenants, when the father died, it should only go to the father's children or child. So you might have a challenge there. So go and sit with an attorney. You said all of you grew up there together, but that might not be the deciding factor. That might not be the deciding factor. Go sit with an attorney and preferably a family lawyer. But you have lawyers who specialize, like I specialize in land. You have lawyers who specialize in family matters. You might need to get a family lawyer because you might be on a little slippery slope there. I'd love to know when they died as well. Because if they died more than 12 years ago and you are still living there, you would have a claim. Because what you need to realize is that the land was bought while mother and father were together. And as I said before, they bought it when they were together. And they bought it as joint tenants. When mother died, the property would be owned by father alone. Nothing would pass to mother's children if they were joint tenants. So I'd love to see what the title says, what the document says. If there are tenants in common now, when mom died, mom's share, half of mom, if mom never made a will, half of mom's share would go to her husband, and the other quarter would go to all her children. So you have some information to give me. And I need to know when they died to see if you would have an adverse claim as well. So this thing gets complex, which is why we encourage persons. So when Khadija and I preach every week and say to persons, sort out your business, sort out your estate, is because we know that things like this can happen. Things like this can happen. And that's not the intention, but we can't correct them after we have died. So we are encouraging our listeners. You might say I'm not going to make a will because they're going to live good. No. Deadlift has its own challenges, and I encourage persons again to go to the Bethel Baptist Church YouTube page and look at the seminar we did called Deadlift. Did it with an insurance agent, an attorney from the Administrator General. Okay, I did it with both of them, and it's very interesting and instructive. It's called Deadlift. Go to the Bethel Baptist Church YouTube page and just put in Deadlift. I have a question. My father needs to write a will. He has only 2 children and a spouse. I am the daughter that have a house on the same property, and I really need him to make the will before I add my name to the title. I would say to you, my dear, that you need to add your name to the title if you have a house on it before Dad dies.
Ms. Brown, sorry to cut you. We have a message coming in on our WhatsApp line here. Somebody saying, "Good day, Mr. Malcolm. Please ask what happens when all executors would have died and no probate happened over 35 years. What can be done? It's a large lot of land and 2 siblings have cut off and separated theirs with title secured. Sole owner died first and wife died 10 years ago, also before the executors. An occupied home is on the property. Some other listed beneficiaries have also died since."
Thanks, Dervan. So any of the beneficiaries who is alive can apply to, I would say, to probate the will. It's not really probate. It's something we're going to call letters of administration with the will annex. So any of the beneficiaries can apply to deal. Only executors can get probate. But just not to confuse you, I just say any of the beneficiaries can now take that will and apply to the court to be in charge and to sort out the estate. So all is not lost. Thanks for that one, Dervan. So I'm encouraging the person who sent me the message earlier about the daughter and the house. I'm going to give you a call after the program because I want you to act quickly. But remember, I'm encouraging my listeners, please make the will. Please send me a message to 3873183 if you want a title. Just say title, and I'll tell you what I want from you. But this is as good a time as many to make the will to sort out your matters. Now that the children are going to high school, we know we need to put things together. Make the wills. Remember, if you have a young child under 18 and you don't have a will, and you die, Administrator General has to take over. I want to say thanks to Dervan and thanks to Adrian and thanks to the listeners for continuing to support Land Solutions. Looking forward to sharing again with you next week on Land Solutions. I'm Gloria Brown. Have a good afternoon.
Help us protect Jamaica's borders. Tell us about any illegal guns coming through customs-controlled areas. Call Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is 3:13.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5, 876-922-4112 to 5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. Let's clear some of these messages. We thank you very much for having sent them. Let's see. Good afternoon to Norman Hines in St. Thomas. Joan Edgehill in Central Florida says, greetings from Florida, Mr. Dervan and listeners. Greetings to you too. Angela Forrest says, good afternoon, Dervan. Good afternoon, Angela Forrest. Thank you for joining us. Velta Wilson is also tuned in from St. Thomas in eastern Jamaica. Sharon Richards says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm, and all the beautiful people listening out there. I greet you well. Blessings. We reciprocate wholeheartedly. Sharon Richards, thank you very much for your message. Over on YouTube, Cherry Henry says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. Good afternoon, Cherry Henry. Craig McLean says, good afternoon, Dervan. This is Duran in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. Welcome, Duran in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. Asha Ash says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan. Just tuning in from London, England. Welcome, Asha Ash. Kish Lindsay says, loving Power 106 every time. Happy to hear that, Kish Lindsay, who is tuned in from London, England. Thank you so much. Keep those comments coming in. Keep those messages coming in. And the lines are still open to your calls. 876-922-4112 to 5. 876-922-4112 to 5. Here's a call on our WhatsApp line from David Crosburn. Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Crosburn. How are you?
Good afternoon, Sir Dervan, and to all your listeners. Just keeping in touch. I'd send you a note. I don't know if I'd got a chance to read it. Read the reparation.
Was it a letter? Or
yes.
Not the letter? No, I'm sorry, I haven't gotten around to that yet.
Okay. All right. I was just sharing some thoughts and ideas. Read the reparation,
Oh.
But before I get onto that,
Yes.
I'll also mention about the Wallaces and to let them know that in New York, there's a Mormon's heritage. I don't know the exact address in New York, but the Mormon's church, all the data that we have on families in Jamaica, they have it there in New York at their place. I've gone there and not me, my sister, and get information going back to my mother, everything, her autopsy, what was the cause of her death, who witnessed the autopsy, and all that. Everything go back as far maybe as they pull all the data from the our place in Spanish Town. But the format that they have it is much better than the RGD. Because in RGD, if you are making a search, say on a particular name, you will just get going back to maybe to 1700 or so. It will take a much longer time. unlike or the Mormons had extracted the data and format it in a much more advantageous way.
I see.
So that's what. Yes, it's there. My sister have gone there and got on my family's behalf, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, my grandfather, and come right down.
Randy Williams is supporting what you have said. He says the church is on Broadway and West 65th Street in Manhattan.
Okay, thanks a million. they have a French proverb. You're a Frenchman. The Frenchman said one Frenchman can lie, two Frenchmen can lie. Half a dozen Frenchmen does lie. Thank you. Thank you, Randy. Yeah. All right, concerning the main topic now, the reparation. Justice Robinson responded to a letter in the press. I'm not sure if it's in the Observer or in the Gleaner, but he responded to somebody wrote a letter questioning the report. I will say this, Dervan. I have opportunity to go to visit Louisiana. And when I went in Louisiana, downtown in Louisiana there, I got, you could see the whole outlay of the American War of Independence. When the war was finished up north, a lot of lives were lost down south, not knowing that the war was finished up north, you know. They were still fighting down there. Thousands of lives was lost in the American War of Independence. Why do I say this? The International Court of Justice, the United Nations International Court of Justice, have done a report. My God in heaven, we should be celebrating this report. It is so. It is such a moment for us. It is a what you call a moment?
Eureka.
Ode to joy moment.
Ode to joy. Okay.
Ode to joy and a eureka moment. People are questioning whether they're going to pay or they're not going to pay. We don't business with that. It is for us. I explained that all in my explanatory notes that I sent to you. It's not for us to question whether they are going to pay or not. What we are to do as a generation of people, we are to say thanks to God Almighty for bringing us this eureka moment. And we are to, for example, at Civil in St. Anne, have you ever been there at the heritage site?
Many times.
On both sides, you've been down to the leeward side, down to the sea.
No, I've never gone down to the sea.
Yeah, that's where the Spanish relics of the Spanish sugar factory is there, you know.
I'm familiar with the history.
Yeah, and relics of the English factory is on the windward side, the side with the house. There are relics there, like outstanding things from that original factory is there. So I'm saying we should recreate that place and rename it as a thanks to the United Nations. Thanks for the job well done, and recreate there and upgrade it as a little United Nation. Just in thanks. Just put up right around the place a flagpole for every nation on earth. And if everyone can tell their story, and we tell our story, where we have come, and how we have overcome to this moment. Bring in the rating agency Fitch and others, and they must rewrite our ratings to include the amount outstanding, and we go ahead and transform Jamaica to make Jamaica pristine. What are your thoughts on that?
By all means, if you can, or whoever else can put it together, by all means, go ahead.
It's a job for this generation, Dervan. It's a job for this generation. Why do I say that?
The generation needs to be inspired to deliver upon that proposed initiative or project.
That's why I'm saying it. That's what I'm saying. When Nelson Mandela gave an address now in Trafalgar Square.
I know you have been quoting that extensively.
Yes. And so I am saying now, if we are to take up the mantle for this and do whatever we can and ought to do and make Jamaica pristine from this opportunity, and don't figure more or less say those countries, England, Scotland, Wales, France. I put an asterisk against France. I'll tell you why. France is not directly involved with the factories as does the rest that I'm naming. Netherlands, Wales, England, Scotland, there's another one. England, Scotland, Netherlands, Wales. They all operated most of the 1,062 sugar factories that were operating in Jamaica and making 5 million tons of sugar. Plus, the genocide of 6 million people. Plus, the wrongful death of another 1,200 persons. It's far more than 6 trillion that they have on paper there. If you calculate that thoroughly, it's much more than that. But we'll work with the 6 trillion. And we must not allow those countries to take the initiative from us that the United Nations has given us. So all the best, and I continue to listen to your program and be very good.
Thank you very much for the call. All the best to you too.
Yes, all the very best.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
For any project, ABC Electrical Sales has all your electrical supplies at the best prices. 8 Hagley Park Road, Kingston, 754-3714. The time by ABC Electrical Sales is
3:45.
Education plays a critical role in the lives of our young people. At the American Foundation for the University of the West Indies, we ensure financially challenged students across the Caribbean are given increased access to higher education so they can continue to transform their lives and the lives of others. Support our mission in shaping the lives of our future leaders. Donate to educate. Contact our office at 212-759-9345 for more details.
Deposit will have insurance. It's an account that come with assurance. Let me teach you why it's important to have deposit insurance. Just in case your bank crash dead, no need to put your hands for your head. Up to 1.2 million you get for all accounts that's affected. Yeah, what road you can start it? Pass a house party. Pay your mortgage with ease. JDIC is a smart win. Deposit we bring safety. JDIC them protect me. Bank and building society protected. The flow you must get with. Protect your savings smart. We urging you to call me. Guarantee you need us. We take banking serious.
GDIC, protecting deposits for you and me.
Let's clear some more messages and take some more of your calls here on your program. Both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Still taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. 876-922-4112 to 5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. 876-365-3346. Salah says, Durban, I think that the West Indies should call cricket a day. Imagine the West Indies made scores of 374 and was unable to defend it. A little unknown side like that of the Netherlands were able to, I would imagine, make 374. You didn't say that, but to get to 374 to tie the match, West Indies might as well come home. Salah from Kingston, feeling so bad. Thank you for your message, and we commiserate with you and all the others who feel the impact of that kind of loss, which is not unusual, but so it is. Here's one from Alfred. He says, good afternoon. I was listening to your OB yesterday with regard to motorcycle safety training. Working at Alcan, Jamaica, it was company policy to always wear seatbelts even before it became law to wear seatbelts in Jamaica. Also, it was always back onto park vehicles at Alcan. Something is missing here. It's back onto park vehicles at Alcan. Now that I reside in the USA, seatbelt is a must. I try every time to practice back into park, but most times, as you position to back in, there is an impatient motorist who finds in the parking space before who finds the parking space before you line up your vehicle, especially at Green Acres Mall. All right. Thank you very much for sharing, Alfred. All the very best. Cuban in Georgia says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. We, the black citizens of the diaspora, are calling on a certain foundation to hand over the earthquake money that they got for the citizens of Haiti to help restore the island. Because the money we here gave to restore and provide assistance for the people of Haiti was hijacked, and we're calling for that money to return to the citizens of Haiti immediately, says Cuban in Georgia. And this one says, having the last of jackfruit seed and rice, and jackfruit seed instead of peas. All right. Thanks for sharing. And let's go to the phone lines now once again. 876-922-4112 to 5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Are you there? Good afternoon. Perhaps that person got tired of waiting. Hello, are you there?
Welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Coombs.
Yeah, President, good afternoon. I live in Jamaica. You see, I birth 85 years and 11 months. One month is 86. Can you tell me, we are in Jamaica, so much cane factory was 162?
I think there's a piece of the history that says that Trelawney had the most sugar estates or cane fields or both.
About how much, as kind to history, we can't go by history. How much sugar factory in Trelawney?
I can't quote the number without maybe taking another look at the data.
All right. Well, what I know personally,
Mm.
I know the St. Catherine are the most sugar you see it. And it had four Mr. Malcolm. One that came and show us actually. One that buy book a bag walk. And he's with the three and one cross the water. You remember four sugar factory when me know say St. Catherine have the most. St. Mary have one. One woman know my father born 1900. My father could do it, but you can't fool him. Measuring of lumber, measuring of estate, square measurement, 20, 10 square make 1 acre. All the teach him and teach me can learn it. And me also grazing, so I said me you have 1 year grazing. Holland estate have two, Habitat and Holland. So me don't know where that man getting into.
You mean the caller earlier on?
Yes, Mr. Malcolm.
He actually he has a book, you know. He has published a book with all that information and more.
Well, me wouldn't mind. Sir, my name is Peter Coombs. You can't me number listed in that book. If you want it, 9236803. Call me, please. I'll phone
I'm
you.
sure he will gladly call you. He's that kind of person. He's very interested in these matters. His name is David Crosburn. David Crosburn.
Mr. David Cosburn, please call me. My number is 9236803. 9236803. That is a landline. The cell phone 4064300. And I saw it's me 86. So please, we could have a discussion anytime from 7 in the morning till 6 in the evening. Anytime. From 7 in the morning till 7 at night. Mr. Cosburn, please call me. Someone come, me not like to talk to that gentleman.
He will be delighted to talk with you. He's that kind of person, as I said.
Anyway, when we come off of you can please call me name and repeat it.
Sure.
All right, one more thing, Mr. Malcolm.
Yes.
I don't want to book about Royal Kobe Dam. You know 100 years old. Me talk to a man and the man a moderator for Nigeria Sunday. I say, Mr. Coombs, I thank you for telling me never know so old. What improvement have they done the government to hopefully farming? What improvement have they done with St. Catherine? With in terms of water, right? So the must have St. Catherine High School, 6 highway to Parade today. What 20-year garden and then do a 2 square school gardening. Banana plant anytime I do it anytime. And then St. Catherine High School do one room to banana, Mr. Malcolm. Eh? When I go to school, you know Robin's Beer. My school was at Robin's Beer Road. And my father work at Newry. My father did banana so can beg the busher. It's a store and can come plant at the garden, school garden. It was 3 giving in a school garden. Tuesday, Pringle and Stanley. My father take a hand chain and measure the teacher show him what to do. And he measure it and divide it in 3 sections. But all the children at that school them go all the way. My father carry coat in the room. You know the boys they go and room the van and show it at the schoolyard. There are 6 of them. It have 3 and 3 for the school. How do you know? Let's tell them, Mr. Malcolm, we don't miss no air condition no. Right? And my father carry boom when school girl is there. And they change during August. He stopped there and book up man 1 kindness for him, 1 mile up an arm and we see but the way him see the yard. Not the yard, the roadside for the one big green and we light it. Now we him lighting and watch it at the burn out. Right? So and he can't read. So me no want to know come back to the gentleman. Please call me sir. No want to learn. Me know how to work to learn. I soon gonna leave you know but we need to learn. Thank you, Mr. Malcolm. Have a good evening.
You're welcome. You too. Take care. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. So that's Mr. Coombs trying to connect with David Crosburn. And Mr. Coombs has given us his number, not for the first time, 876-923-6803. So this is for you, Mr. Crosburn. This is the number to call to reach Mr. Coombs, 876-923-6803. Good afternoon to Natalie Winter in Washington Gardens. She says, pleasant afternoon all worldwide. May your day be filled with love, peace, and happiness. Thank you very much, Natalie Winter. Jacqueline Simmons says, good afternoon, blessings to you too, Jacqueline Simmons. Dr. Trevor Dixon, founder of Jaja Foundation, emergency medicine physician at Jacobi Medical Center in the Bronx in New York, is greeting us. Good afternoon, Dr. Dixon. He says, greetings from Dr. Trevor Dixon and the team from the Jaja Foundation. He goes on to tell us that it's raining and 79 degrees in the Bronx, New York. Thank you for that update, Dr. Dixon. Thank you very much. Albert in Coconut Creek, Florida says, greetings, Sir D. Greetings to you, Mas Albert. We did take note of the fact that we didn't get around to reading a message you wanted us to read. I think that has something to do with your alma mater, the Mico. I think so. Trying to remember where that information is contained. Let's see if we can do a quick search to bring it forward. Right, so it's the Mico Alumni Association of Florida. They had their annual summer kickoff fish fry on Saturday. We hope it went well. We hope it went well. Thank you very much for keeping us in the loop. Thank you. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well, 876-365-3346. Richard Oldacre will read your message after the break.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4. ¿Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4 heures. 现在几点了？4点. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Richard Oldacre says, good evening, good afternoon, Richard Oldacre. He says, Mr. Malcolm, there was a plantation in St. Mary called the Decoy Plantation, owned by Sir Charles Price. Thank you very much, Richard Oldacre, for sharing that bit of information with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. And taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. Here's another message. This one, well, a whole thread of messages. Dervan, good afternoon. Please tell Cuban that the earthquake money was hijacked by the Clinton Foundation. I always ask myself, where the fund is. The foundation got millions of dollars but never turned over a dime to the Haitians. No wonder America is under God's judgment. Patrick. Putin of Russia entered the Russia-Ukraine war because Zelensky was booming and killing thousands of Russians in the Donbass region. Zelensky was installed by the USA. The message says, the West is brainwashed by Western news. I agree that the Africans mash up their country, but Europe and the USA are also to be blamed for African deterioration. Maypen Cemetery is in a deplorable, failed state with most of the graves open as a result of scavengers looking for gold. I went to look for my mother's grave and to remove her remains and was shocked to see trees growing in graves. A country is looked upon as a civilized state according to how they look after the dead and poor. The cemetery in Spanish Town near Torspen is in a similar state. Get your team to travel to these two cemeteries. Thank you very much for your messages. These are issues up to very recently. Within the last few days, we have been talking about these matters and long before. And whoever is vested with the authority and the duty to act should now act. Let's move on. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. And Salah wants another bite of the cherry. Having sent us a message on WhatsApp, he now wants to speak on air. Good afternoon, Salah.
Hello.
I am fine, thanks. And you?
Yeah, I'm great, doing great. Dervan, I want to talk about the Prime Minister because I listened to him yesterday saying that the leader of the opposition is getting 3 times his salary. Now, is the Prime Minister in his right mind?
3 9s 27.
Well, that's what he said, 3 times his salary, and he claimed that the leader of opposition not doing anything to be getting that kind of salary.
Yeah, well,
all
it's... Go ahead.
Yes, all he does is to go around and make mischief. Now, the Prime Minister refused, after pressure from civil society, reaching, he back off, refused to accept his salary, the raise. And now he's blaming the leader of the opposition that he's getting 3 times his salary.
No, he's not blaming him. He is...
So what is he doing?
What he is doing is pointing out what he thinks is an aberration. The fact that it's I hesitate a bit because I tell you why I hesitate, because this is, the country doesn't have time for this, We really don't have we don't have time for this, because we have more important matters to deal with. But you're not going to get away from the politicians throwing verbal stones, because it's
because you were the ones who came out defending it, right, and saying that it's going to be attract bright people. And now he come talking his foolishness when he met his supporter yesterday and don't have anything more to tell them. It's not making any sense. He just like he's a beaten man. So I don't know what he really up to. I think he needs to just call it a day. Because he's saying things that really not making any sense. He refused to take it. Mark Bolin said that he, looking at the salary, he would only accept a 20% of the amount. Which he, last week when he got his pay, he said that he donated to some charity organization. I think this was about four charities. You know, he's rich of 5,700,000. Nobody know what the Prime Minister do. He said he don't accept this. I know you're coming to talk about the opposition not doing anything and he don't deserve it because all he does is to go around and spread mystery.
Yeah, but that the reality is that shouldn't even get any play, quite frankly, because it's almost quite pedestrian, quite childish.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, you think it's foolish.
No, but why are you losing sleep over that? I mean, come on, man. Your health is more important. Your health is more important. That is the usual. That's the usual politicking that the politicians are up to. It's the usual politicking.
Doesn't make any sense. If you want to do politics, do politics.
Yeah.
Do something that makes sense.
Yeah, but remember when people express themselves, they are telling us about themselves. So why are you getting worked up about that? He has expressed himself, and you have picked up on it, and you have applied a particular concern or whatever about it. But it's not the kind of thing. I'm so happy that I don't know what it feels to feel what you feel, but I'm happy I don't have any of that, because that is wasting my emotion and my oxygen and everything else, quite frankly.
When the leader of a country, you're a leader, coming out and beginning to talk foolishness, I mean, it's of concern.
Foolishness in your opinion, so which is fine. Which it is foolishness. That's what I'm saying. Why are we talking about foolishness? If it is foolishness, why are we talking about it?
No, but you must say, what if the Prime Minister, the foolishness coming from the Prime Minister mouth? You know, expect people to respond to it.
Yep.
Expect the Prime Minister, Prime Minister who responsible for the country coming out talking garbage.
And there are systems in place to deal with that, one way or another, at one point or another.
I'm not talking about the system. I'm talking about what the Prime Minister is saying right now.
The Prime Minister says that what's his name, Mark Golding, is getting 3 times what he's getting. That is a fact.
Yeah.
So there's no foolishness in that piece. Hold on. He says he's getting 3 times because based on the information that is put out there. Why am I even going on with this, by the way? Because I really think this is no. Hold on, man.
For himself, right? Did Mark Golding grant for himself? Huh?
What are you saying?
Did Mark Golding grant himself the raise?
You
You know, Dervan,
no, I'm saying what I'm saying. What are you saying? What are you saying?
I really don't understand you. You can imagine if this was the PNP that were in government and done something, take a 300% raise for themselves. What would happen now?
Yeah, but the people, decisions have been made, and people even up to now are still demonstrating. They haven't stopped. The demonstrations have not stopped. No matter how small, they're still going on. People have been expressing themselves publicly on these matters. The Prime Minister now decides to say something about Mark Golding getting 3 times what he's getting. He's getting 9 million. Mark Golding is getting 3 times that. And him not doing any work. The Prime Minister says he's not doing any work. He's just engaged in what did he say, troublemaking or whatever. I mean, that kind of those kinds of conversations belong in a bar. That's bar talk, man. That's bar talk. No, but it can't hide. The information is out there. He has put it out there. It's not, nothing is being hidden. So the public have eyes to see and ears to hear. There's no need to be bawling and moaning and groaning. You are just putting pressure. You're just putting stress on yourself. Why are you stressing yourself?
No, I'm not stressing myself. But if he want this to cease and settle, him should have just ease off. But unless I him say, it better for him. Because he just pushing him foot in his mouth every time he speak.
And we know what happens to people who put their foot in the mouth. I'm just saying to you, the Germans have an expression, the Germans say wisdom is knowing when to solve a problem and when to let the problem solve itself.
Well, he lack of wisdom. That's the reason why he's
what I'm saying to you, this is why I'm saying I'm happy I'm not you. And I'm really and truly, because I don't know how you do that. You get so emotionally involved.
I'm not getting emotional.
I'm saying,
look, because he's playing. He
no, man.
He would be better off. He was coming out defending it.
No, man.
Much it going to help bright people to start.
Don't stress yourself over those things, man. There are more important things in life. Hold the line. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:15. Come see the University Singers in concert at the Philip Sherlock Center for the Creative Arts UWI Mona campus every weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday until July 2. From classical to season, sponsored by the RJR Gleaner Communications Group, the Chase Fund, Wisynco, Nestle, and Beautiful Brides and Mr. Tux. For ticket information, email info.uwisingers@gmail.com or WhatsApp 876-802-4978.
Are you ready to achieve your financial goals? Let the VM Florida Representative Office help you to transform your everyday. Get information on savings accounts offering competitive interest rates, member information updates, and pre-qualify for a mortgage loan to purchase your dream home in Jamaica. Visit our office at 2600 South University Drive in Miramar or call 305-770-2643. That's 305-770-2643. The VM Group. Transform your everyday.
Que ahora es en español, son las 4:17. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:17. Tiens, TDN le, CDN Shi Fen. 17 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Good afternoon to all students listening to us, all the the schoolers from the early childhood level to the secondary level. Trust you had a productive day of learning today. Hope you also managed to get in some physical activity, just as important as mental activity. As we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable, education makes you trainable, training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. We have a guest waiting in the wings, Salah, but just to wrap up, the point we're making is it is all the information is being put out there. And you can see and hear who is doing what and who is saying what. And it's on the level of the usual politicking. That it's what the politicians do. They want to show up each other. Just so you want to show the best of your side and the worst of the other side. It's just the way it is. It's just.
If my side,
I
say that I support. Coming out saying would find themselves in a position like that of the Prime Minister and coming out saying something like that, I wouldn't just turn off my radio from them.
Well, there you go.
Well, making any sense.
Well, this is what I'm saying. You have control over all of that. You have control whether you allow yourself and your mind to be consumed with that kind of thing.
Yeah, but the Prime Minister needs to listen to himself, because it's just the other day he came out championing it and saying that, much you're going to bring bright people into the system, and now it backfired on him, so he come talking all kind of ass manure. It don't make no sense, man. Not make any sense.
Yeah.
I think whosoever the road scholar sort of misled him, because I don't know what were they thinking when they believed they could get away with 300%.
All right.
While the rest of us getting nothing.
We're gonna go to the break because obviously the campaign is on. So yeah. All the best. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. We have a very special guest joining us right now, representing the St. Mary High School Past Students Association. Denise Clark Michael, good afternoon to you. How are you?
Good afternoon, sir. All is well, thank God. How are you?
I am fine, thanks. Good to have you on board. Welcome home.
Thank you. As you know, at every chance I get, I'm here.
I realize that. Well, it's good to have you on board. Happy to learn of the plans to celebrate the latest milestone of your school.
Oh, yes, indeed. So starting on Friday, June 30th at 6 p.m., we're going to have a celebration because it's our high school reunion, all ages and all years. And we're planning on partying it up, eating it up. That's on the 30th. Then on July 1st, we will be at the school painting, having like a little eating, selling some stuff. Whoever met plant and tard or tortoise and putting there, we're going to be selling it. I'm going to be at the bar just in case anybody wants to come to the water hole. That's my spot. And on the 2nd of July, we're going to just have a little chill day to just sit down and eat. But obviously, all proceedings is aimed towards fixing the school.
Mm-hmm.
So come on Saturday, I'll have my little paintbrush, and then after that, I'll be at the water hole getting ready to sell whoever wants that J. Ray and his nephew.
Right. And of course, we like to remind our listeners, especially those under 18, that they shouldn't be going anywhere close to that kind of thing. right, right. And for those who have to imbibe, we hope that they will imbibe responsibly.
Yes.
Right.
Because we have so many plans. Because
Mhm.
we're trying to get a bus also for the school. Because as you know, sometimes when the kids have to either go to track meets or dance recitals or whatever the case may be, we need transportation. And sometimes the buses are not up to par. Sometimes they put them up in the bus and have the AC. You know, we just need something good for them. Plus, we're also trying to get additional buildings in the back. We are aiming also to fund some of the projects there as far as like the home ec building, the lunchroom, bad repair, excuse me, I should say it's in bad need of repair. The computer room, the computer labs. So, you know, we have we got somewhere, but we want to go higher. We want to do more.
Yes.
So every year we do a reunion. This year, thank God, it's in Jamaica. So it's a fun-filled time. I think I ate about 14 mangoes already in one day.
Oh,
so
no.
I feel good. So we're just here to have a lot of fun. Some of the people who said that they would have come down here, they changed their minds. And that's another thing and topic that I wanted to touch on, because
Sure.
what's going on here is kind of a distraction. It leaves a bad and a sour taste in one's mouth, and it's kind of a turn off, to be honest with you. Me, I love Jamaica. I think this is paradise and it's home. But you can do get turned off here, because look at, I'm in Ocho Rios right now. There's absolutely no boats, no ships here. Why is that? Ochi is known for the tourists. Why? A lot of tourists, they're turned off. Oh, yeah, they tell me, say, man, I come out and I snatch all one tourist bag. You can't have that. If you go to the Cambia, because once again, if you come off a tour, if you come off a cruise, you're going to want to spend with the locals. Obviously, these tourists, they're going to go into a Cambia with their foreign money to get it exchanged. Oh, you tell me as soon as they walk up, man, I grab them bags. It's a turn-off. Now, look at what happened with FDR. I do understand that, you know, you have folks nowadays, they want to either punk people or they want little hypes for social media. But you're going to take guns into a luxurious hotel, shoot it up and take the people their money. What go some Mr. Malcolm? No, man. Then I try to mash up Jamaica. We can't have that. I want,
Yeah.
It's a turn-off. People who are supposed to be here for the reunion, they said that they're not coming because they're scared. And that's not good.
Yeah.
What about the craft market? I passed there empty. These people rely on this to feed their families. I don't understand. And then earlier, I went to do some business. Oh, Lord, start talk about the banking system here. Mr. Malcolm, me go online for 3 hours early in the morning because you want to get an early number.
Mm-hmm.
After waiting 3 hours outside, you get inside of the bank, you got to wait another 3 hours to open up an account. Okay, fine. That's 6 hours gone. Mind you, this is Scotiabank. After you wait the 3 hours to get in, then 3 hours inside, when you open the account, you have to go back outside, join the ATM line, because Scotiabank is not it's a cashless bank. So now after all those 6 hours are gone, you have to join the line again and I tell you, right now, Mr. Malcolm, this sun hot like Satan to nail them. So now you have to go back outside, wait another sometimes hour and a half to put your money into the bank. I think
Well, these are the serious things that we need to be discussing, not the petty partisan political utterances that politicians engage in. These are the real issues that we need to be dealing with. We've been having issues with our banks for some time now. I'm not. It doesn't seem. Well, there doesn't seem to be any end in sight to that relationship.
It makes no sense, to be honest with you. Now, you have folks who want to relocate back here or want to have a second home. By the time they're done, they're frustrated. They pack up and they turn and say, hey, we can't do it. We can't deal with this. Yeah. Too many people are turned off from this beautiful country. I love Jamaica. And mind you, when I make these statements, some people say, oh, I love your country. I love Jamaica. I think it's paradise. Every chance I get. This is my 5th time for the year in Jamaica. But then you have those who fear took them over. Okay, now you hear about all these people, the whole scamming thing. Mm-hmm. It used to be a big thing. Now they're scamming something. It take a backseat. So now they're snatching purses, not to mention beryllium. That's kind of out of league for us because that's a different entity. The government is going to have to probably put that into action or whatever. But all right, the common streets. Right across from where I stay, the water main did not break. Water Commission came, dug up the road, looking for what? I don't know, because there was absolutely no leak. So guess what? They dug it all the way down. What's going to happen? Them bus right down there. So now, it's a big, huge gap right across the street. You cannot escape it if you're driving.
Where's this? Without being too specific. In St. Anne? St. Anne's Bay?
I'll be very specific. St. Anne's Bay, right on top of the hill, right there. So, right at Gully Road. Mm. They dug it up. Now there's water coming down, gushing down. I said, okay, a few of us, residents, let's get some cement and block it up. We can't, because guess what? Water Commission lost the pipe. So now they have to repair it and then fix the street. We went down there. You know what they said? Oh, it's not a problem for Water Commission.
One moment, please. One moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:30. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:30.现在几点了？4:30. 4:30 in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Online, we have the irrepressible Denise Clark Michael. She is a distinguished past student of St. Mary High School, and she is madly in love with Jamaica. Obviously, she has concerns, and she's here. She's home, as she has been over the years, flying in 5 times or more a year, etc., and sharing with us her experience this trip, and obviously giving us an update on the plans for the reunion. That's what you're calling it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a high school reunion.
High school reunion. And it kicks off on Friday, the 30th of June at 6 o'clock in the evening.
Yes, correct.
Where is this going to be?
July 2nd. Well, we will be meeting, we're going to meet up in Port Maria. At first, it was supposed to be in Salem.
Okay.
But we will be meeting up in Port Maria. Let me tell you the exact location. It's in Paji, and they know Paji. Whoever comes from Port Maria, they know Paji. Right around the corner, right past First Church, right on top of the hill. And Mr. Malcolm, they're going to have my favorite. They're going to fry some chicken back to me. Nice to God. That's all we want.
Nothing wrong with that at all. I don't know why, every now and then I hear people frowning on chicken back. What's wrong with it? It's a legitimate part of the chicken, isn't it?
But it's just a steak. That is what we call it. Just a steak. It's called Level Up Lounge, and it's in Port Maria. I tell you what, it's a wonderful thing because 2 past students own it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we're keeping it in the family. It's called Penny's Level Up Lounge, and it's on Kirk Street. It's right there at the corner, right where the Kirk Church is.
I see. Good.
So, past students, please, if you're listening, come out in your numbers. Please, please, please. All proceedings go toward our high school. As you guys know, we are moving on up. We're doing very well. Oh my goodness, we're so impressed and happy with the track and field folks. Our girls and boys, they're doing excellent. Let's just come on out and do what we do best.
Absolutely. And is there a meeting place online that you keep in touch with?
Well, actually, yes, because we have online. It says St. Mary High School.
Okay.
Past students. You have past students. Some of it just says St. Mary High School. As you know, with my group, it's St. Mary's High School class of 1990. You have 92, 89. Yeah. So once you go on Facebook or Instagram for St. Mary High School, you will find us.
Okay. And have you made public, or do you plan to make public the target or targets you're trying to reach?
Well, we did not do that because we have so many projects.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a lot of projects. So I know with my class, we are trying our best to deal with the lunchroom.
Mm-hmm.
And past student, and also congratulations to him, Mr. Nicholas Taylor. He is now one of the vice principals. He's also targeting getting some mechanical things for the boys, like an engine for a car. So because we want our students to do extracurricular things. I realize these kids nowadays, as soon as they leave school, 2:30, 3 o'clock come, then they find them phone and computer, do something extracurricular. Go on down the sunshine, try and make one shoes. And I tell you, I am trying my best to start a 4-H thing because I started 4-H since I was 5.5. Okay. You know, a lot of these young ladies don't know how to sew a button.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to iron. They don't know how to sew like a sheet. I make curtains. Mm-hmm. No one knows what crocheting is anymore as a youngster.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that it's important. So we're trying our best to see, if we can, get some of these classes going on. And a little team.
Right.
Obviously enough, we're going to have an old woman or two to help them out because a lot of these younger ladies, they're not interested in it.
Yes, indeed. Well, so you'll, in general terms, without giving away too much information, so you'll be hanging with us here in Jamaica for a little while?
I sure enough will be. I can say it. I will be leaving by Tuesday. I'll be gone.
As in tomorrow?
Back to the States. No. Next week, Tuesday.
Oh.
Come on, Mr. Reunion. Come on. I mean, I'm the show's ready now, but the
mean, some she done told me some like when I said I told chip off, so
Ouch.
I forgot to put on sneakers. But it's fine. You know me, I'm Miss Blue talking now. But you know, it's a fun filled time. I could not miss that. But
Yes.
I will be leaving the island next Tuesday, God willing. But
Okay.
obviously coming back because
Yes.
these projects is close and dear to my heart, so I have to be here online.
Well,
And,
I asked because I would be happy to talk with you again, maybe after the events and or at some other convenient time.
oh, sure. As a
Yes.
matter of fact, I'm wondering if we can do something while it's occurring on, say, Friday night. So you never know. We could probably do something, you know. And oh, I'm so sorry. I needed to say this. Our chair, Miss Rosemary Booth. I need to repeat her name again, Miss Rosemary Booth. The only thing is she does not have the key to the pearly gates. She is awesome. This woman, she has us together. She's like the glue for our school. Some might not agree, but let's be honest. It's the truth.
Yeah.
She has started so many programs. I mean, I look at her, I watch what she does. I'll be very honest with you. I watch what she does, and I mimic a lot of it because her work is impeccable. What she does, not a lot of people could.
Right.
She has her job. She has a family. She has a home. It does not stop her from just doing everything she can to put us together and do stuff for the school. So I can big up myself for them. Big up.
All right. Big up Rosemary Booth.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And Garfield Waller.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And they are like, I think Rosie's class of 1983, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I didn't look bad running them in America. I mean, I didn't look good stuff. So when the bigger ones, when the older heads are hanging out, I'm in the mix.
Yeah. Well, you continue to have fun, and we're going to speak again before you leave next Tuesday. So we'll talk about that off air. But in the meantime, well done. Happy to see you and the other past students of St. Mary High School doing your part in enhancing your alma mater. Very good. Well done.
Thank you so much, sir. I really, really appreciate it. Guys, if you can, please come on out, show your support. I will also be on WhatsApp. If you don't want to send the money, send it on Cash App, send it on Bell. We even take a penny. It doesn't matter. A penny in the United States, we take 10 cents out of Jamaica. Give it, we will take it. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, sir. And I really, really thank you so much for always being so patient with me. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. You continue to be safe and take care of yourself.
Yes, sir. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye. That's Denise Clark Michael of the St. Mary High School Past Students Association. They're having their high school reunion over the next few days. And we wish them well, and we encourage support, calling all St. Mary High School family members, whether related or not. And even if you have no connections to the school, at least we can all agree on the importance of education, and you would then make available resources to make your contribution. How about that? We have tons of messages to clear. Let's do our best to clear them. Hello, Althea Henry. She says, hi, Dervan. How long does a divorce take to come through? Oops, that's out of my league. I have no idea. I maybe need a family lawyer for that one. I'll check and see if I can publicize the information. Here is Crocs in Black River. He says, greetings. In light of the fact that it is the Prime Minister who seems to be the person who is bent on keeping the DPP in office in perpetuity, she should recuse herself from dealing with any matter having to do with him or any of his MPs or ministers. And she should also recuse her mouth from speaking about any controversial matter in which the Prime Minister is engaged with any other public body from Crocs in Black River. So Crocs is laying down the law. All right, Crocs in Black River, thank you very much for your message. David Crosburn says, hello, Dervan. I will call Mr. Coombs ASAP, which means as soon as possible. Hazel Bennett and Hugh Sherlock book's Story of the Jamaican People mentioned the number of Jamaican sugar mills as 1,062. Handbook of Jamaica 1880 lists the number of sugar mills by parishes, and Australian W.G. Higman Jamaica survey showed on several maps more than 500 sugar mills. Reported repeatedly from your archive, you mentioned Westmoreland operating 70 sugar mills. David, thank you very much, David Crosburn, for your input as usual. Clifford says, hi, Dervan, greetings. I did Jamaica geography. Mr. Coombs is right. Is that JOS Bus Park building still at Lyndhurst Close and Lyndhurst Road? I lived at 6 Lyndhurst Close when it was built. I'm going to call Mr. Coombs. He has a lot of info. What is Mr. Coombs' WhatsApp number, Dervan? He has a lot of info. I don't know if he has a WhatsApp number. In fact, what we have for him is a landline, 923-6803. 923-6803. Remember to put 876 before the number. 876-923-6803. And still a few more messages. Jermaine from St. James. Oops, this is a long one. Let's take the break first and come back.
106 FM. The time is now
4:45. Need water for agricultural purposes? Apply to the National Irrigation Commission for your irrigation services. Let's grow smart and eat smart with irrigated agriculture. Call National Irrigation Commission at 876-927-6727. Visit their website at www.nicjamaica.com or visit any of their office locations today. Irrigation, making the difference in agriculture.
We just had dead off, so this office stop. I eat that thing for a broke up and a dead per motorbike. Over my queen and my pitney when me chop out before my time. Me nah left my yard empty for no man step in and take over. Me I go wear me helmet, stop speed, legal up myself, and get my license to drive the bike here. I'll register and insure it too. Me I go be a safe biker, cause my life matters. Motorcyclists, obey road rules. Wear your helmet. The pillion rider too. You must obtain a driver's license and insure and license your bike. This is the law. A message brought to you by the National Road Safety Council, the Ministry of National Security Live Good Program, and the National Health Fund.
Both sides of the story.
Do you have a title for your land? Are you thinking about buying or selling land? How much is your property worth? Tune in to Both Sides of the Story with Dervan Malcolm on Power 106 FM every last Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. for the NLA and You, a program that examines the National Land Agency's role in building an efficient and transparent land titling system for Jamaicans. That's the NLA and You on Both Sides of the Story with Dervan Malcolm every last Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. The National Land Agency. One agency, one goal, committed to serve you better.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5 menos 14. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 5 heures moins 13. 现在几点了？5点 cha shi san fen. 13 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Albert in Coconut Creek, Florida says the Micah fish fry was successful on Saturday. Thanks to all who made it a success, he says. Unfortunately, I missed it. However, my fish was delivered at home. Natalie Winter says, blessings, Dervan. Very interesting interview about St. Mary High School. Well done. Thank you very much, Natalie in Washington Gardens. Let's clear the WhatsApp messages now. This one says, not a supporter of the PM, but what he said in relation to the opposition leader is by no means necessarily contradictory. People are saying Holness is contradicting himself because he was the one who green-lighted the pay increase. But Holness is saying that Golding, by his conduct, creating mischief according to the PM, is not earning his high salary. So bash Holness if you want, caller, but what the PM said is not necessarily a self-contradiction on the part of the PM. This argument about Holness is the one who said the salary increases was in part to attract bright people, fails to realize that Holness is saying that the opposition leader is not earning his salary by his conduct. So how is that necessarily a self-contradiction on the part of Holness? Call it unfair if you want, or inaccurate, but it is not a self-contradiction, says Jermaine from St. James. Thank you very much, Jermaine from St. James, for your message. Here's another one. Good afternoon, Dervan. Sally needs to calm down on every program. That's how he expresses himself. He takes these things very serious when it has to do with the PNP. I don't know how he does it. Stanley. Thank you very much for adding your 2 cents, Stanley. All the best to you. And this one says, why didn't they dissolve Parliament and then pay new people big salary to attract the brightest? Or is it you become bright once you receive more money? And then the person goes on to say, NCB Wasara, in respect to how the banks operate in Jamaica. She has a taste of everyday slackness in Jamaica while our leaders play, says this listener who wrote to us via WhatsApp. Here's another one. Oh, wow, this multiple threads. Where do we start? Let's see. Next time I visit the Maypen Cemetery, I will do a video and send it to you, sir. You don't need to, but thanks for your kind gesture, but you don't need to. I know exactly what it looks like. I have reason to pass there from time to time, so I know what it looks like. The PM speak foolishness because he knows that man like Salah will run with it. No wonder the PM can turn up and turn down the emotions of Jamaicans. He is so right. Salah is a die-hearted party supporter, and he and others are the 37% who voted for both political parties. Dervan, the names Barfly and Rumhead have shifted from the elderly to our young people. Sad state. Dervan, you're a great motivator. So please convince St. Mary past students to come to Jamaica because it's safe. I remembered you telling an English Jamaican to come to Jamaica because it's safe. Jamaica is a failed state. Well, we're not there yet. I know you've been trying to convince us otherwise. We're not there yet. Remember, there are certain criteria in order to, certain elements or criteria or factors or conditions that would need to be happening and at a grave level in order to conclude that it is a failed state. We're far from it, actually. I mean, some people might disagree about being far, but I believe we're far from being a failed state. We're not there yet. And the day that happens, if I'm still around, I will be the one to say at that time, if I'm still around, that this is not a failed state. Far from it. Anyway, this person goes on to say, Dervan, the value of the Jamaican dollar equals 100 divided by 153 equals US 0.006 or 0.01 US cent. Well, that's one swallow does not a summer make. And there's a negative version to that as well. But no, we're not there yet. Don't be too anxious. We're not there yet. So let's continue with more on your program, both sides of the story. Poro 106 FM. Time is whizzing by. Let's see. Franklin McDonald in Guelph, Canada, says early in today's program, someone made reference to the Mormon genealogical database. The person, however, did not indicate that this database is freely available as an online open file resource. Any of your listeners interested in their family history, can you Google the Mormon database family record side and then log on and find all the records? It is my understanding that the Registrar General's Department and the National Archives at some point in the 1980s gave them what permission? Omans, AUMAN apostrophe S, or is it Mormons? You mean? Anyway, permission to digitize all of their records, and these have been available online since about the year 2000. It may also interest your listeners to know that the Journal of the Institute of Jamaica, that is the Jamaica Journal, is also available as an online resource. And there's a link as well for people who need more information. Crocs in Black River is back. He says, I agree with the Prime Minister that the opposition leader is not doing his job because he's speaking from personal experience. If Mark Golding was doing his job, he would have been insisting that the Prime Minister be held to account for his various integrity failings. From Crocs in Black River. Thank you very much, Crocs in Black River, for your message. Here is another one. Who is this now? Is there a storm on the island? Windy rain. Kingston 19 under rain, wind, and the garage truck finally showed up after weeks. I think you meant garbage truck. Okay. All right. Thank you for those updates. And can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Monday, the 26th of June, 2023. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on. Nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care. All right, no problem. I'll call you as soon as I leave the studio.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now.